From its uproarious start to the whirlwind of behind-the-scenes drama, Two and a Half Men was nothing short of a wild ride. This sitcom expertly served up laughs with a side of chaos, keeping fans hooked for 12 seasons straight. With Charlie Sheen's charismatic antics, Jon Cryer's sharp wit, and Angus T. Jones's youthful charm, the show was a hit until Sheen's off-screen meltdowns rocked the boat. Yet, even as the drama unfolded, Two and a Half Men held its own and kept audiences coming back for more. Now, let's step back into the unforgettable world of the Harper household and see how life has evolved for these characters since the final curtain fell. Number 1. Jon Cryer as Alan Harper. Alan, a walking contradiction, is a fashionista with a case of social anxiety. He'd rather Netflix and chill in his pajamas than party with the masses. When he does venture out, he's all in, but don't expect him to reach for his wallet. He's a bargain hunter extraordinaire, often forgetting it at home. Alan's a peacock in sweatpants. He loves to talk about fancy things and insists he's metrosexual, not gay. But let's be honest, sometimes he's a little, extra. Forever etched in the hearts of fans as the lovelorn Ducky from Pretty in Pink, Jon Cryer took his career to new heights when he reinvented himself as the neurotic and lovable Alan Harper on Two and a Half Men. But between these two iconic roles, Cryer's journey was anything but ordinary. In 1987, he embraced the quirky villain Lenny Luthor in Superman 4, The Quest for Peace, and went on the run from the mob in the action comedy Hiding Out. Then came the famous Teddy Z, a cult favorite TV show where Cryer began building his reputation for blending humor with heart. His comedic chops shone even brighter in Hot Shots, where he first teamed up with Charlie Sheen, long before their memorable run on Two and a Half Men. Cryer also dabbled in screenwriting with The Pompatus of Love, showcasing his talent behind the camera. While he navigated various guest spots and films, it wasn't until Two and a Half Men that Cryer truly hit his stride. Through the highs and lows of working alongside the unpredictable Sheen, Cryer's comedic brilliance stood out, earning him an Emmy in 2012. No longer just Ducky, he cemented his place as a sitcom legend, proving he was much more than a beloved 80s icon. Jon Cryer married British actress Sarah Trigger in 1999, and they had a son, Charlie Austin, before divorcing in 2004. In 2007, he announced his engagement to entertainment reporter Lisa Joyner on The Tonight Show, and they married in Mexico in June of that year. The couple adopted a baby girl in 2009. In 2012, Pretty in Pink co-star Molly Ringwald suggested Cryer's character Ducky might have been gay, to which Cryer humorously disagreed, defending slightly effeminate heterosexual men. He also shared that Joyner initially wondered if he was gay when they started dating. In 2014, Cryer lightheartedly called himself an effeminate heterosexual dork and joked about never being propositioned by men. Alan Harper was played by Jon Cryer when he was 38 years old, and now he is 59 years old. Number 2. Ashton Kutcher as Walden Schmidt. Walden Schmidt, a post-divorce peacock with a trust fund, is drowning in luxury but starving for love. He's a grown-up kid, moody, impulsive, and surprisingly needy. Despite his flaws, he's not a total lost cause. He can be sweet and actually wants a real connection. He's smart, made a killing off a website idea, and knows his way around a steakhouse menu. But don't be fooled by his fancy taste. He's shameless enough to steal ideas. Remember Kelso from that 70s show, the goofy guy we couldn't get enough of? Well, what if I told you that Ashton Kutcher's journey from sitcom goofball to Hollywood powerhouse is filled with surprises you never saw coming? Ashton burst onto the scene in 1998 with his breakout role as Kelso, but he quickly showed the world he wasn't just about comedy. In the early 2000s, he co-created Punk'd, the wildly popular prank show that cemented his genius for both entertainment and business. And it didn't stop there. He went on to produce hits like Beauty and the Geek, proving he had major smarts behind the camera, too. Ashton's off-screen life has been just as headline-worthy. He married actress Demi Moore and became a social media pioneer, dominating Twitter before it was cool. Then came his game-changing move in 2011 when he stepped into the massive shoes of Charlie Sheen on 2.5 Men. Ashton nailed the transition, showing off his comedy chops, and then some. He even tackled the role of Steve Jobs in a biopic, adding serious actor to his list of achievements. Fast forward to now, and Ashton's still surprising us, starring in Netflix's The Ranch and showing just how far he's come. From sitcom superstar to savvy entrepreneur and dramatic lead, Ashton Kutcher keeps proving he's a force to be reckoned with. Walden Schmidt was played by Ashton Kutcher when he was 25 years old, and now he is 46 years old. Number 3. Angus Jones as Jake Harper. Jake, the poster boy for good heart, bad habits, is coasting through life like a ship without a rudder. Beneath the surface, though, there's a spark of something greater, a desire to break free from the mold. Jake's a nice kid, but he's definitely got his head in the clouds. School? Not his top priority. Relaxing? Absolutely his thing. He's that guy who makes you wonder if he'll ever grow up. And let's face it, his dad isn't exactly the best role model. Even the housekeeper thinks he's slacking off. But hey, he's young. Plenty of time to figure it out. After leaving 2.5 Men, Angus T. Jones attended the University of Colorado Boulder. In 2016, he switched gears and joined the management team of Tonite, a multimedia and event production company started by Justin Combs and Kene Orgioki. Around the same time, Jones distanced himself from faith-based organizations that operated more like business models and shared his interest in returning to acting. When it comes to charity, Jones has been pretty active over the years. In 2008, he supported the First Star organization, which helps abused and neglected children. He also participated in the annual Rock and Roll Fantasy Camp and attended Variety's Power of Youth benefit for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital that same year. In 2009, Jones received the Rising Star Award from 2.5 Men co-star Jon Cryer at the Big Brothers Big Sisters Rising Star Gala. He's also been involved in the anti-bullying alliance Be a Star, co-founded by the Creative Coalition and WWE. Jones, who played Jake Harper on 2.5 Men when he was just 11, is now 30 years old and continues to explore new opportunities both on and off the screen. Number 4. Conchata Ferrell as Berta Bertas, the one who keeps the Harper house running smoothly. She's a cleaning whiz, but she's also got a sharp tongue. She loves watching reality TV and isn't afraid to tell the Harpers what she thinks. She's kind of like a grumpy grandma who swears a lot. You never know what Berta's going to say next. Sometimes she's giving advice like a pro, and other times she's saying mean things that could hurt your feelings. If you make her mad, you might want to find a new place to live. It took a while, but Conchata Ferrell finally struck gold on TV with her unforgettable role as the tough, no-nonsense housekeeper, Berta, on 2.5 Men in 2003. Although she had been in the spotlight before, most notably as April, a prostitute in Norman Lear's Hot L Baltimore back in 1975, the show didn't quite catch on with audiences despite her strong performance off-Broadway. Ferrell's big break came later, thanks to 2.5 Men. Her role as Berta became a fan favorite, and she earned well-deserved recognition, including Emmy nominations for Best Supporting Actress in a Comedy Series in 2005 and 2007. Throughout her career, she racked up 3 Emmy nods in total, with another coming in 1992 for her work in L.A. Law. Born on March 28, 1943, in Charleston, West Virginia, Conchata Galen Ferrell grew up with her parents, Mescal Lorraine, George, and Luther Martin Ferrell. She went on to study at West Virginia University and Marshall University, eventually earning a degree in social studies and education. However, her true passion for theater took over, leading her to the off-Broadway stage with the Circle in the Square Theater Company, where she gained attention in Hot L Baltimore. Farrell's talent continued to shine, especially with her performance in The Seahorse by Edward J. Moore, which earned her a Drama Desk Theater World and Obie Award for Best Actress in 1974. From there, she built a solid and respected career in both television and film, ultimately cementing her legacy with her iconic role as Berta. Sadly, Farrell passed away on October 12, 2020, from complications following cardiac arrest at Sherman Oaks Hospital in California at the age of 77. Her legacy as Berta and her incredible talent will always be remembered. Number 5. Charlie Sheen as Charlie Harper. Charlie Harper is a guy who wants the best things but can't afford them. He's like a kid who never grows up. He loves to party, drink, and chase girls. He doesn't want to be responsible for anything. He has his brother Alan and Alan's son Jake to take care of him. He's good at talking and making people laugh, but that's just a show. He's really just a big kid who lives in his own little world. He's happy as long as he has alcohol and women around. Charlie Sheen is an American actor who kicked off his career back in the early 1980s. He's known for some big films like Platoon and Wall Street, and of course his hilarious role as Charlie Harper on the hit sitcom 2.5 Men from 2003 to 2015. He also starred in Anger Management from 2012 to 2014. In the 1990s, Charlie made a name for himself in comedies like Hot Shots and The Three Musketeers, and he even teamed up with his brother Emilio in Men at Work. The early 2000s saw him transition to television, taking over for Michael J. Fox on Spin City, but it was 2.5 Men that really became his signature role. Unfortunately, Charlie faced some personal struggles that began to overshadow his career. His unpredictable behavior and conflicts with the show's creator led to his firing in 2011. He had some success with Anger Management, but it didn't quite reach the same level as his earlier work. In 2015, Charlie publicly announced that he was HIV positive, which sparked a massive increase in Google searches about HIV. People wanted to know more about the virus, condoms, and testing. This phenomenon was even called the Charlie Sheen effect. Sales of at-home HIV testing kits also jumped after his announcement. Experts think that by being open about his diagnosis, Charlie helped raise awareness about HIV prevention and education. He himself acknowledged the positive impact he was able to make and felt humbled by it. Charlie Harper was played by Charlie Sheen when he was 38 years old, and now he is 58 years old. Number 6. Holland Taylor as Evelyn Harper. Evelyn can always tell when her boys are lying, especially Charlie. She's quick to call him out on his BS. She might seem tough, but she really cares about her family. Evelyn is always looking for ways to make money. She's always trying to find deals or figure out how to get more money from Charlie. She's like a hawk when it comes to money. She's sharp, focused, and always wants more. Holland Taylor's journey kicked off on Broadway in the 1960s and 70s, but she quickly transitioned to film and TV, showcasing her talent across both worlds. Her big break came in the 1980s with the sitcom Bosom Buddies, where she perfectly captured the role of a confident, witty professional. She continued to impress in various roles, like the tough editor in The Naked Truth and the quirky judge on The Practice. However, it was her portrayal of Evelyn Harper, the hilariously awful mom on 2.5 Men, that really solidified her place in TV history. Even playing a character you love to hate, Holland made her performance truly unforgettable. Her talent didn't go unnoticed, earning her an Emmy Award along the way. Today, Holland Taylor is celebrated for bringing a strong and funny presence to every project she takes on. Her career proves that age is no barrier to success, and the most memorable characters are often the ones that really stand out. In her personal life, Taylor revealed during a radio interview on November 30th, 2015, that she was in a relationship with a younger woman, sharing that many of her relationships have been with women. This partner was later identified as actress Sarah Paulson. Their relationship was confirmed in March 2016, when Paulson mentioned they had been dating since early 2015. By August 2020, Taylor openly identified as gay during an interview on the LGBTQ&A podcast. Beyond her acting, Taylor is an advocate for Aid for AIDS in Los Angeles, serving on their honorary board and actively participating in their major annual fundraiser, the Best in Drag Show, among other charitable efforts. Evelyn Harper was played by Holland Taylor when she was 60 years old, and now she is 81. Number 7. Maren Hinkle as Judith Harper. Judith, the quintessential ex-wife, is definitely a character you can't ignore. She's tough, demanding, and always convinced she's right, creating a bit of chaos wherever she goes. While she adores Jake, her overwhelming affection can feel a bit stifling at times. When Jake decides to join the army, we catch a glimpse of her softer side, but it doesn't last long before her bossy nature kicks back in. With a sharp tongue and no hesitation to use it, especially on Alan, she often plays the victim and is quick to point fingers when things go wrong. Judith is the queen of passive-aggressive moves and knows how to be manipulative. Honestly, she's the kind of person you might want to avoid crossing paths with. You may remember her as the feisty and fabulous Judith on 2.5 Men, but Maren's talent and charisma have taken her on a wild ride that's anything but ordinary. As a young girl, Maren was a ballerina in the making, with a passion that burned brighter than the brightest stage lights. But when a devastating ankle injury at 16 forced her to hang up her pointe shoes, Maren refused to let her dreams die. She traded in her tutu for a script and set her sights on becoming an actress. Janet Jackson expanded her personal life by starting a family with her third spouse. As reported by E! News, Janet Jackson's relationship with her third husband, Wissam Al-Mana, began in April 2010. The couple's marriage took place 2 years later in a private ceremony, but they waited until the following year to publicly disclose the news. In a joint statement on Jackson's website, they clarified that their wedding was a low-key affair, refuting rumors of an elaborate celebration. The couple also revealed that they had made charitable donations to their favorite children's organizations in lieu of exchanging traditional gifts, and expressed their desire for privacy and time to rejoice in their union. In April 2016, Jackson shared a video announcement that she and Al-Mana were expecting their first child together. Their son, Issa Al-Mana, was born in January 2017. However, just 3 months later, the couple announced that they would be parting ways after 5 years of marriage. Janet Jackson's long-awaited return to music, which came after a 7-year hiatus, proved to be a resounding success. After a prolonged absence from the music industry, Janet Jackson's devoted fan base was left wondering if she would ever return to the scene. However, in 2015, the singer behind hits like Call on Me thrilled her audience by announcing her comeback, which would include a new studio album and a highly anticipated world tour. The wait was finally over with the release of her 11th studio album, Unbreakable, in October of that year, which featured collaborations with renowned artists Missy Elliott and J. Cole. This marked her first album since 2008's Discipline, and it received widespread critical acclaim, earning a score of 75 on Metacritic. As reported by Entertainment Weekly, Unbreakable debuted at #1 on the U.S. Billboard 200 chart, becoming Janet's 7th chart-topping album. Furthermore, she joined an elite group of artists, including Barbra Streisand and Bruce Springsteen, who have achieved #1 albums across 4 consecutive decades. The accompanying tour, also titled Unbreakable, was a massive commercial success, grossing $15 million at the box office from just 33 shows, according to That Grape Juice. Janet Jackson has been inducted into the esteemed institution honoring the pioneers and legends of rock music. After an extraordinary trailblazing career, Janet Jackson was finally inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in March 2019. Fellow artist Janelle Monáe paid tribute to her during the ceremony, saying, "History isn't complete without you, Janet. We honor you tonight," as reported by Pitchfork. Janet delivered a heartfelt, humble speech, reflecting on her journey. "Being the youngest in the family, I was determined to make my own path. I wanted to stand on my own, but I never imagined I'd follow in their footsteps. Tonight, the baby sister has made it," she said, according to Pitchfork. She also expressed deep gratitude to her fans. "I want to personally thank each and every one of you. You've been there for me through all the highs and lows. I have never and will never take you for granted. I love you all with all my heart." Janet then spoke lovingly about her son, adding, "I want to thank my beautiful baby boy. Every morning he wakes me up with his own little tunes. He's only 2, but he's already my heart and my world. You've taught me what unconditional love truly means. Mama loves you, Isa, rah rah rah." Las Vegas rolled out the red carpet for Janet Jackson, embracing her with open arms. In early 2019, Janet Jackson unveiled plans for her inaugural Las Vegas residency, Metamorphosis, a spectacle that would take over the Park Theater at the Park MGM Resort from May to August of the same year, as reported by NME. According to a statement, the focal point of this groundbreaking production would be Janet herself, mesmerizing audiences with dazzling visuals, high-energy choreography, and a playlist featuring her most iconic hits and beloved album tracks. As a legendary performer, Jackson's show generated significant buzz, attracting a who's who of A-list celebrities. Among the many high-profile attendees, as noted by Inquisitor, were Kelly Rowland, Beyoncé, Queen Latifah, Gabrielle Union, Haley Steinfeld, and Lil' Kim. The show proved to be a financial success, with Billboard reporting that it grossed a staggering $13 million from just 18 performances, translating to an average nightly revenue of approximately $722,000. After 8 seasons on According to Jim, she kept the momentum going with guest spots and a recurring role on 2.5 Men. With a career that spanned over 20 years, Thorne Smith has proven she's got the talent and staying power to keep audiences hooked time and again. In 1997, Courtney Thorne Smith became the face of Almay's new Skin Stays Clean makeup line, appearing in their print ads and TV commercials until 2001. A few years later, in 2000-2003, she teamed up with Kellogg's and the Susan G. Komen Breast Cancer Foundation for a breast cancer awareness campaign, even gracing Special K cereal boxes as part of the effort. Throughout her career, she's been on the covers of tons of magazines, including Shape, Parade, Self, InStyle Weddings, Entertainment Weekly, TV Guide, Vogue Knitting, and Fit Pregnancy. In her personal life, Thorne Smith dated her Melrose Place co-star Andrew Shue in the early 90s. She married geneticist Andrew Conrad in June 2000, but the two divorced in January 2001. Then, on January 1, 2007, she married Roger Fishman, the president of the Zizo Group and author of the book What I Know. The couple welcomed their son, Jacob Emerson Fishman, on January 11, 2008. Lindsay McElroy was played by Courtney Thorne Smith when she was 44 years old, and now she is 66 years old. Number 10. Jennifer Taylor as Chelsea, a ray of sunshine in a world of gloom, is the opposite of Charlie. It's a wonder how she puts up with his cheating ways, but she's got more patience than a saint. Unlike Charlie, who treats Alan like dirt, Chelsea actually likes the guy. She's kind, understanding, and even looks out for him. It's no surprise everyone loves her. From Berta to Jake, and even Evelyn, everyone warms up to her. Even after that whole mess with Alan, she managed to stay cool with Evelyn. Now that's what you call class. Jennifer Taylor's rise to fame didn't come easy or happen overnight. She spent years hustling and gaining experience before finally landing the role that made her a household name. Growing up in Florida, her good looks helped her win beauty pageants, but her real dream was to make it in Hollywood. So she packed up and moved to Los Angeles, where she started landing small parts in movies like The Waterboy and guest spots on shows like Charmed. What's interesting is that her path to becoming a sitcom star on 2.5 Men wasn't straightforward. Before she became Chelsea, she actually played 3 different characters on the show. By 2008, things had slowed down, and she even considered stepping away from acting altogether. But just when she thought about calling it quits, she got the offer to return as Chelsea. Her on-screen chemistry with Charlie Sheen was undeniable, and she quickly became a fan favorite. Jennifer's story is one of persistence. Her journey shows that making it in Hollywood takes a lot of patience and hard work. Now she calls Los Angeles home, where she lives with her husband, Paul Taylor, and their 2 kids. Fun fact, Jennifer's got a BA in social sciences, and in an interview, she shared that she grows much of her family's food in their home garden. Chelsea was portrayed by Jennifer Taylor when she was 31 years old, and now she's 51. Number 11. Ryan Stiles as Dr. Herb Melnick. Ryan Stiles decided to ditch textbooks and chase his comedy dreams. It was a big gamble, but it totally paid off. He started out in the Canadian comedy scene, and now he's a big name all over the world. He's a living proof that hard work and talent can take you a long way. He spent a long time getting better at it and even appeared on some TV shows there. But his big break came when he was on a British show called Whose Line Is It Anyway? That show helped him become famous. Stiles quickly became a fan favorite on Whose Line Is It Anyway? With his sharp wit and knack for improvisation. He even holds the record for the most appearances on the show. His improv skills also landed him a memorable role as Louis Kiniski on The Drew Carey Show. But he didn't stop there. Stiles teamed up with Drew Carey not only to perform on the American version of Whose Line, but also to help produce it, bringing the joy of improv to U.S. audiences and keeping the laughs coming for years. His work on the show even earned him an Emmy nomination. Stiles' love for improv didn't end with Whose Line. He went on to produce other improv shows and returned for the revival of Whose Line on the CW. In 1981, Stiles met Patricia McDonald while she was waitressing at Punchlines. The couple tied the knot in 1988 and has 3 kids together. When he's not busy with work, Stiles enjoys life at his home on Lake Sammamish near Bellingham, Washington, where he runs the Upfront Theater, a cozy spot dedicated to live improv comedy. Dr. Herb Melnick was played by Ryan Stiles when he was 45 years old, and now he is 65 years old. Number 12. Amber Tamblyn as Jenny Harper. Jenny Harper is very different from her mom. She's open about being gay and loves to have fun. She chose to be an actor instead of a doctor, just to make her mom mad. She also has problems with her dad, who she hardly knows. And there's a big surprise. Charlie's been secretly giving her mom money. Jenny's a complicated character who makes things even more interesting in the Harper family. Amber Tamblyn stepped into the spotlight at a young age. At just 10, she became a recognizable face as Emily Quatermain on General Hospital, where she spent 6 years. But it was her role in the short-lived yet beloved show Joan of Arcadia that really launched her career. That role opened the door to more film opportunities, and her part in The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants marked a significant turning point, leading to even bigger projects. From there, she took on a mix of roles, including a supporting part in The Grudge 2 and a serious role in Stephanie Daly. She even reprised her role in The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants sequel. Her return to TV in the quirky cop show The Unusuals didn't quite make waves, but she kept proving her versatility with standout performances in Beyond a Reasonable Doubt and 127 Hours. These films helped her carve out a diverse and impressive career. Amber is married to actor-comedian David Cross. They tied the knot in 2012, and welcomed their daughter in 2017. She also has close ties to several influential figures in the entertainment world, like Neil Young, Dean Stockwell, and Dennis Hopper, who were good friends with her father. Although often referred to as her godparents, Amber clarified that it was more of a casual term reflecting their strong presence in her life growing up. Amber played Jenny Harper when she was 13, and now she's 41. We just had a hilarious trip down memory lane with the 2.5 Men crew. Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more classic sitcom throwbacks. See you next time.